Welcome everyone to SimbleThings. It's a channel where I talk about living with CPTSD and everything that goes along with that. Lifestyle shit, I guess? I know. But here we are. And today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my condition, I guess. Now, straight off, I'm going to say that this shouldn't trigger anybody because I'm not going to talk about any kind of details because there's no point. I don't think that stuff matters so much. You know, the details of what abuse and whens and hows and all that, like, it's kind of by the by. I want the channel and just in general, I want to focus on, like, where you are now and where you're going to. Living, like, day to day. And to me, that's like, especially in this video, it's not really about focusing on fully why I have PTSD, CPTSD, but I have it. But I guess I wanted to just give like a little overview, um, I had an abusive childhood both at home and going to school, and I couldn't really go out much and socialize when I wasn't in school or at home, so yeah, that's where everything stems from. And after I left home at 18, uh, bit by bit over the years, I started to realize more about the state of my mental health. I understood the fact that I grew up in an abusive household and had experienced a lot of that, and that was always going to be an issue. Obviously, I understood that, but when you just realizing the extent of the effect it has on you, and not just mentally but physically as well. And so yeah, over my 20s and my early 30s, it's just been a case of bit by bit, like, working on my mental health and realizing I have CPTSD and working to make my life livable day to day. And I guess I was wondering, like, what else there is to say. Like, I understand that, meaning if you go to like my last video where it talks about, I don't remember like a golden time, because all my childhood was pretty fucked, so I don't, there's, I don't think the details of the hows and whys the abuse is important. Especially, I don't want to trigger people, and there's just, in a way, it's just not what this channel's about, and it's just not necessary to concentrate on it. But I wanted to talk about, I guess, the totalness of it that I had growing up. It never felt like there was any safe haven for me, apart from, I guess, being in my room and reading. That was a big thing. Being able to do that helped a lot. But yeah, apart from that, there wasn't really any safe havens, so it was quite like total. So that's where my CPTSD comes from. I know it's very different for lots of people, and that's why I want to focus more on the fact that I have CPTSD, and I want to talk about the things that I feel are important to understand when you have CPTSD, and I guess the things that can help you move. Well, you can never move past it. That's not the right way to put that. To think about the ways to help you live with it day to day. Like, I think that's the important bit, because it's not an illness you can remove. It's something that is gonna be there, and it's always gonna be there, and I think that's a big part of CPTSD and like dealing with it. Big part is just recognizing the fact that that's with you now. And that's doesn't have to be the worst thing in the world. It's, oh, how can I put this? It just is, right? Like, it's happened and there's nothing you can do about that now. But all you can do is try and work past it using all the resources available to you. And I don't think that's ever going to be one thing. There's another thing. I'm not really going to talk about like treatments. I just, I detail that there is a lot of help out there, both in, in lots of forms like counselling, therapy. There are some kind of self-help ways you can do things. Obviously, being in better physical health will help your mental health, but for those people who think that, oh, you won't need like medication or anything, just exercise. Exercise will just fix everything and it'll just make your mental health like really good. Nah. If it was just that easy, then I think a lot of us would just do that and it would be fine. But it's not that easy. I think for anybody to successfully live with their CPTSD will have to have used various treatment options in various different ways, in some ongoing, some maybe not so ongoing, and it's always going to be like really unique to the person, because what happened is unique to you, your whole experience is all of that, it's all like very unique to you. So I can't sit here and say like what's going to work for you and what isn't, because that's a journey you have to go on, and you can have help from therapists and friends and other support networks along the way, but it's your journey, it's your shit you have to go through, and nobody else can do anything about that. And I think that's important for the people around you to understand. If you're at the point where you can talk about that stuff with the people around you, and I hope you are, because that makes it like way easier. If you're in that position, then yeah, I think it's important to be able to talk to people about it and say to them that, look, you can't, there's no way you can fix this, or you can support me and be there for me, but this is something I have to deal with. And any successful kind of treatment program for you as somebody living with CPTSD has to be very personal to you. And I guess that's one of the things that makes it like way harder to treat, right? It's not a case of you got an infection and you can use antibiotics because that's how the human body works. Sure, there's just like this thing happens, use this kind of treatment, everything's good. Pretty much all mental health conditions don't work like that, but CPTSD like even less so. So yeah, it is all like very personal. That's one of the big challenges, isn't it, of like dealing with mental health issues. How you find your way into getting your day-to-day life more livable and easier, it's so individual, it's so personal to you. So there's no way that I can sit here and tell you like, oh yeah, just do this and then do this and then you'll be fine. No, there's no doing that, and that's what makes it so complex and difficult to deal with. So just keep working through and keep trying to try all the different treatment options available, and just see what works for you and see what doesn't. And remember, just because you tried something in the past and it didn't work, maybe it might work now because you might be in a different place, and that'll make it easier for you, or like it might make more sense to you now, whereas it didn't before. So remember, you just need to keep trying to go through day to day, keep trying to work through this, do the things that work for you, try and avoid the things that trigger you, and you can do this and you can work through it. So thanks for watching. Please, I want to hear from you, so please comment, like the video, subscribe, help make the videos more visible to other people living with CPTSD, and maybe I can try and help as many people out there, and we can see how it goes. But thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.